coming up on the series premiere of Not Finding Bigfoot. Bigfoots are known to like snack cakes, and a lot of people don't realize that no one was affected more by hostess going out of business than the Bigfoot community. Alright, I have this Little Debbie honey bun, which Bigfoots are known to absolutely love. So I'm going to put this here in hopes that a Bigfoot will come across it, eat it, maybe we'll be able to get some great footage. Alright, Frenchie's going to do some knocks and hope to get a response from some Sasquatches. The series premiere of Not Finding Bigfoot. Guys, this is unbelievable. We set this honey bun here, I don't know, about an hour ago. We did some looking, swatching around us, and this is unbelievable. It's completely gone. I think a Sasquatch has it. Hopefully we had a hidden camera, hopefully we got some footage, and cool, man. Over there. Did you hear that?
Is that a squatch?
Cops, run! Now you have characters like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and Jesus Christ, made up characters that we all love, but please don't include Bigfoot in that category. He's actually real. The series premiere of Not Finding Bigfoot. Welcome everybody to the Horseball Bigfoot special. The much anticipated, right?
Yeah.
Even though no one knew we were doing this, we were still anticipating.
We were anticipating it.
Bigfoot,
doing it.
Yeti, Sasquatch,
Sam
Squanch, Skunk Ape. Skunk Ape is another word for it. So, wanted to do this because we're both, I think, big creature feature fans in horror.
Yeah.
I think a lot of you out there are. I wanted to do a Horseball creature feature special for a long time. I figured there's so much out there, sea creatures, there's wildlife, all types of different animals and stuff. So I figured
big lizard creatures,
everything, like anything you could think of, there's been a horror movie for, and insects, of course, is a big thing. But I figured let's narrow it down to one. So I picked Bigfoot because I think it's relevant today. There's whether you've seen it or not, there's a hit TV show on Animal Planet called Finding Bigfoot. They haven't found him yet, but they're still looking. I think 3 seasons now. So there's that out there today, but also like a big reason, one of my most anticipated horror films, and we're all fans of this director, Eduardo Sanchez, is doing a film. He already made the film called Exists, and it should be out this year at some point. We don't know when. But the cool thing about it is, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, is it's actually scary Bigfoot film, and like a lot of the recent, probably over the last 10 years, there's been a litany of like low budget Bigfoot flicks, and most of them are just cheese films. And I always thought,
I think it's probably kind of hard to make something that everybody looks at not serious. Nobody takes it seriously.
True,
so it's probably hard to make that serious.
But I think it just seems like filmmakers lately are incapable. I shouldn't say incapable. They choose not to even attempt to make it a scary film, which is weird because back in the day, when of course this was a big deal with the whole the footage, the original film footage, the tape, was it the Henderson film. So that was in the 60s and 70s. That's when these horror films of Bigfoot started coming out, and they were all more of the creepy variety.
Yeah. And
then when you got into like the 90s and past 2K, they all became like these cheesy flicks. So anyway, it was cool to hear Eduardo saying he wanted to bring back the creepy, the element of Bigfoot being scary, which I think is really exciting. So it's one of our most anticipated films. Hopefully it's out before the end of this year, so we'll get to see it. So that's another reason I figure it was a good time to do it. And also we have this beverage, which if you guys are beer connoisseurs, it came out by Sierra Nevada.
Which we've been anticipating also for a while.
I've been holding on to this for a while. It's the barrel-aged Bigfoot Anniversary Edition. Really hard to get. I want to give a shout out if they're watching. buddy of mine that I work with, Derek. Thank you very much for snagging this for me. It was any of you out there who maybe were looking for this. It was really hard to find. It was very limited, and thanks to him, I was able to pick it up. So thank you,
really
Derek,
cool.
for adding to our Bigfoot special, allowing us to drink this.
And also a very cool part of the
Cool bottle.
collection,
You can see him. He's kind of like coming out of the bush there.
It's
on
a
the
really,
side,
it's a
creeping
real
up.
unique bottle.
Yeah, really cool. So we're gonna have this right now. We're
Yeah.
gonna kickstart
Pop
this
it.
episode. Pop it.
Pop it.
Oh.
Ooh, baby.
So we're gonna have this right now. So hopefully, if there is, how we were saying, how there's a ton of like, indie films lately on Bigfoot, some of which I've seen, some of which I haven't. If there's one out there, guys, that you guys like, that you guys think is notable, because we're gonna talk about a handful of notable Bigfoot films to us that are notable. If there's one of those ones that we don't mention that you really liked, definitely leave a comment.
Send us some recommendations or anything.
Leave a
anything you
comment
got.
if there's one that you like that we don't mention, because I know there are a lot out there, and there'll be plenty. 26 is here offset, as is Mrs. Headbanger. So we're all here for the Bigfoot special, and we're gonna try this
Yeah,
together.
the whole crew's here.
We've been sitting on this beer for a couple months, so.
Not literally.
Oh yeah, literally.
Like hatching this
We
beer?
hatched it.
So, Charles,
Incubated it.
Derek, if you're watching, you should bust your
Yeah.
bottle open.
Thank
Charles,
you. Thank you very much. Cheers to you. Cheers to you.
To all you Bigfoot creature feature fans out there, Charles. Wow.
Jesus, before it even went down.
Yeah,
Wow.
no,
That is a strong.
I actually like it. I'm not a big barley wine. I'm not a big barley wine guy, but it actually has a really cool flavor to it. It's
It's
interesting.
very interesting. It's
I think if Bigfoot
No,
were
it's
to spooge in our glass, that might be what it tastes like. And I mean that in a very nice way.
I can definitely see how this is named after a Bigfoot. Yeah.
Doesn't it have a skunk ape taste?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, skunk ape. I can taste the skunk ape in it.
Was it like barrel aged with swamp apples, as they're known to eat? Okay, so let's get to these films.
Swamp apple.
A recent
Best.
film, which I don't want to talk too much about this one because I mentioned it before. Amazing cover. Many of you out there have seen this, The Lost Coast tapes from last year.
That's a really good cover.
Yeah, like the cover artwork was great. I would say it's a really good film. I think it has potential to be great. They don't show the Squatch. I'm trying to think if they even show it at all. I haven't watched this in
That's
a while.
disappointing.
Yeah. The cool thing about this film that really makes it worth owning is it has a really cool, I don't want to call it a twist ending, but it's got a cool kind of like premise twist that you're definitely not expecting, and I think it was really creative. But definitely would have helped if they would have had more of the actual creature in it. But definitely worth owning. I think it could have been great, but I'll just call it good. But if you haven't checked that out, Lost Coast Tapes, it's available in Region
Yeah, it's
1
like
now.
everywhere.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
a
available
red
anywhere
box and
now.
everything.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they call it, the U.S., it's just called Bigfoot Lost Coast Tapes, which I think is misleading because they don't show it very often. Probably the most, anyone out there has heard of this one, I would call this probably, if you were asked, if a horror fan was asked what's the biggest well-known Bigfoot movie, it'd probably be The Legend of Boggy Creek. You've never seen this before?
no, I haven't actually.
It's like documentary style, mockumentary, and I would call it probably like the most realistic Bigfoot film, because it really has right from the start there's an opening scene where a young kid like hears a Bigfoot calling, and what really works for this movie is the noises they make for the Bigfoot, like making the screams, is really creepy and really cool, and it's definitely like a really realistic
Not
film.
like those guys from the show.
Not like the guys from the show at all. Really cool. I'm sure if you guys are into Bigfoot films, you already, of course, have seen this or own it, but it's really cool, creepy. They don't show the Bigfoot often. When they do, it's just a guy in a suit, but I think it looks really cool. And we've talked about this before, how we would prefer that.
I would definitely prefer a guy as cheesy.
Even if it looks bad.
Even as cheesy as it could possibly be, I would much prefer a cheesy guy in a suit than a cartoon CGI looking thing.
Because why?
That's just gonna
Because
look
it's
like
there.
shit. Because
At least it's there.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
And this, like I said, there's a guy in a suit, but the way I think.
In true Bigfoot fashion, a guy in a suit.
Yeah, exactly. You might be upsetting people by talking like
Not
that.
to be
but
controversial,
not to
here,
insinuate anything that people would do that, but yeah, really cool flick. It's a must-have for your creature feature collection. The vibe is just awesome. It definitely helps that it's older film, the quality. is a little bit.
Yeah, it adds so much to it. That gritty, foresty, that vibe.
This is a really well done film, guys. I mean, any of you out there know this that are fans of this. That's a must-have, and I would say it is at least up until now. Hopefully, Eduardo Sanchez's film maybe surpasses it, but I would go out and straight up say this is, I think, the best Bigfoot film out there, and it's done in that documentary style. This one you have seen. This is one of those. We said a ton of, like I said, a litany of low-budget Sasquatch movies over the last 10 years. This is called Sasquatch Mountain. Great cast.
Yeah, it was a really cool cast.
Lance
Henriksen, of course.
Serena Vincent.
Yeah.
She's adorably sexy.
Awesome.
Is that adorably sexy? Can you be adorably sexy?
I think so, right? Yeah.
So
I think she sets the standard for that.
Really?
Yeah.
She's a standard.
So. Adorably sexy.
She is. I didn't like it as much as you did. I think it's a.
I thought it was a real entertaining. It had those these different plots going on that intertwined.
Yeah.
It kind of made the story.
It was a very hairy. He had long gray hair.
He was.
But I got to respect it.
Hair.
Yeah, there wasn't CGI, right? I mean, was there any CGI in this movie?
I don't think there was.
I don't remember there being any. But Lance Henriksen, of course, is always.
And then I love how every character in the movie had their own serious moment where they have their backstory and the reason why they're there and why they're going on.
They tried to explain everyone's reason. It's worth checking out. I mean, definitely. I mean,
I thought it was cool. I thought it was entertaining.
Lance is always good, and Serena is always nice to look at. And definitely worth checking out. Of those,
I think there was a couple funny one-liners from the old guy.
Yeah, there were definitely some
Rants
in there.
Rance Howard.
Rance
is also an awesome name. Rance and Lance.
And then there's if you don't have a lot of Sasquatch or skunk ape films, this is an awesome one to get. It has 3 films on this. It's called Sasquatch Horror Triple Feature. 3 really cool films on it. I'll start with the first one and we'll take a break. It's called Snow Creature, and it's from 1954, and I'm pretty sure it's considered the first true
first Squatch movie.
Yeah, first Squatch horror film. So
wow.
I actually rewatched it recently, and it's kind of looked at more as like a Yeti. It's in the Himalayas, and this group are trying to track it down, and so it's more like the Abominable Snowman type. Again, they don't show it often, which I think is a good thing. But it looks pretty good. It's 1954. Definitely slow moving, slow build, but a really cool film. And just to see it, in a black and white, Bigfoot film is really cool. And characters are good. It's definitely something that you just kind of want to have in your collection, with it being the first one. It really is a good
principle
movie.
Alone of being the first
and
one.
It legitimately is a good film. But we'll take a break. We'll be back and tell you about a few other films. Welcome back to the Bigfoot Skunk Ape Special.
Skunk Ape Special.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So again, guys, there's a Bigfoot film out there that we don't mention that you've seen that you really like. Leave it in the comments.
Yeah, please.
We want to hear more. And again, there's plenty more other films that I've seen that I just don't feel the need to mention because they were pretty fucking bad. But another one on this one.
This is the cream of the crop right here.
Yeah, this is the cream of the crop. I want to mention, because I don't own it, the Code Red release of Night of the Demon. Definitely, of course, worth mentioning. Really love that film. Notorious for its. I watched it with 26. The first time I ever saw it was the whole penis being ripped off. So really cool.
Was that the beginning of your obsession of penis gore? Or?
Oh, the penis gore. Yeah, that's
That goes way back.
That's way
that
back.
goes way back to my youth. So another one on here is it's actually called creative title Sasquatch: The Legend of Bigfoot.
Wow.
1977.
How long did you think it took them?
Yeah, that was not the most creative title, but that's a cool flick. It's another kind of like mockumentary, much like Legend of Boggy Creek. A bunch of scientists go on the expedition to find Bigfoot, and again, they don't really show him to the very end. They basically get attacked by him, which is pretty cool. Really cool flick. I like that one as well. Highly recommended. And then this other one here, Snow Beast, which was also from 1977. It was a TV movie, and it stars Bo Svensson, who I like. Cool actor, genre actor, and actually showed this to Mrs. Headbanger the other night. TV movie, but it was really cool. I actually wish it was an actual feature film, because it would have been nice if they were able to make it a little more gory. But the Snow Beast was actually looked really cool. He reminded me of the the Wampa in Star Wars.
Oh no.
He had like the
Nice.
the white fur, and he looked really like, again, they didn't show him a lot, but when they showed him, he looked really cool.
Awesome.
The practical effects were great. Had a cool vibe. Mrs. Hedberg, you liked that off camera?
Yes.
The one the other night.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, really cool vibe. Bo Svensson's
What
character
year
was
is
really cool. It was 1977. Again, it was a TV movie. Definitely one of my favorite Bigfoot flicks. He looked really cool when they showed him. And there was a decent amount of gore for a TV film, but really cool film. And they kind of approached it in like a slasher way. A lot of times they showed him in that POV style, which they did in those other 70s Bigfoot films too, which I think was a cool approach. So highly recommended to pick up this 3-pack. You can get it on Amazon for like probably under $10 or so. So you get 3 really cool films, including allegedly the first ever horror Bigfoot flick.
Awesome.
This last one that you and I are going to talk about, I think we don't have it. We don't have it to actually go.
We don't have a physical.
I have a burn copy of it that Scotty Willie Mark 1 sent to me. So thank you. I know you're a huge Bigfoot fan. You might be the only one watching this episode with any amount of excitement. But it's called.
Yeah, thank you much.
Thank you,
Thank
Scotty,
you very
for
much
watching.
for this gem.
But yeah, thank you for sending me that flick. You know I'm a big fan of these films, and he sent it to me. I'd never seen it before. It's called Creature
from Black Lake.
Not the Black
Not
Lake.
the Black, just Black Lake.
A random Black
Not
Lake.
a Black Lake.
And we know there's a lot of Black Lakes
Yeah.
out there. And
It's just Black Lake.
really cool flick. I
It was-
loved it.
yeah,
I
it was-
recently gave it to you to watch.
Dude, it's a really entertaining, it's a real character movie where you fall in love with the main character.
Would you call it a bromance?
It's a total bromance movie.
Okay, there's these 2
Like
lead
old
guys
school,
who are supposed to be in college, which we all know as horror fans always casted
they're
people
clearly
who were supposed to be either in high school or college, who obviously are, but this one takes it to
90210.
it is, but this one takes it to a new level. Like the other guys played Adam.
The one guy could kind of pass for
The one guy you could say maybe he's in his senior year.
Yeah.
He's going for a doctorate. He's going for his doctorate. And the other guy played admirably by Dennis Fimple, which I'm sure has a huge cult following out there.
Dennis Fimple.
He plays the role of Pahu.
Pahu.
Which
I don't know what
I don't
kind
want
of
to sound
name
stupid,
Pahu
but
is.
I would say that either to me sounds either Indian
Like
or
native
maybe
or-
maybe Native
Definitely
American.
native.
American.
Right,
Yeah.
but he doesn't look.
He's clearly not
He
native.
looked,
nor
he looked
in
more
college.
Irish to me. He looked more Irish to me,
Yeah.
right? But anyway,
He was clearly not
Ginger?
native nor
Was
in
he
college.
ginger?
but about half an hour into the film, though, you're like, he looks like a Pahu. And I like saying that word, Pahu. Anyway, this
Sounds
film's
racist.
awesome, guys.
Dennis
Not
Fimple.
racist. Dennis Fimple. Really likable characters, which of course we always say as horror fans.
a
If
lot-
you're making a horror film, make the characters likable. It's
Most
gonna
of the
help
characters in this movie, I think,
you.
were
I
were
agree.
very likable.
The girls in it. Anyway, so it's these guys, college kids, are in this town, and the one guy's doing research about Bigfoot, right?
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
think they both are, aren't
they
they?
both doing it together.
Yeah, it's like a college project
College
that they're on this field
researching.
trip, research trip.
And of course, the local sheriff tells them to get away. You don't want to mess.
I
with
think
this.
most of the whole town is kind of like
Stay away.
yeah, like you don't want to just
And of
get out
course,
of
they're
your way.
skeptical.
Yeah.
And to sum up, though, the 2 lead guys are really likable characters. They're
hilarious.
they do a great job portraying friends.
Yeah.
They really feel like they're friends in the film. And we were
One guy
talking.
really likes cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that's right. Mention that Pahu, right?
Pahu.
They go to this joint, right?
Yeah,
and
they
he's
pass
like,
it through the town, and like the other dude just wants to go and do research, and all Pahu wants to just wants to do
burgers
burger,
and
man.
chicks.
Burgers
likes
and
burgers and
yeah,
chicks.
French
All
fries.
American.
Yeah, he's marking.
And I want to mention though, a cool scene. So obviously things escalate and they end up encountering this Bigfoot. But there's a really cool scene. Like as cheesy as this film is, I thought it was a really cool, scary scene where the guy who isn't Pahu, whatever that character is name, the guy working on his doctorate, he's in this van and like in the woods, and this Bigfoot, whatever you call him, attacks the van, and they show him inside the van, and it's like being shaken, and Bigfoot's like
that was a
screaming
really cool
outside.
scene,
Yeah, I thought it was a
that
genuinely
was a really
creepy
cool,
scene.
like he's like claustrophobic, stuck in this little van while
he's
this
being thrown
beast
around.
is out there attacking.
That was a really well done scene.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I thought it was like a legitimately scary scene.
I like the old mountain man guy they come across too.
That's right.
With the wonky eye going.
Yeah, he was cool.
He was really.
He was
cool
like telling them about Bigfoot.
Yeah, and then they get locked up eventually with him, and then he takes them back to his house.
Yeah, really cool flick. And ends
That's
up,
really cool.
fast forward to the ending, unfortunately, Pahu, I don't give it, totally spoil it, but he gets attacked by the Bigfoot.
Yeah, he gets a little roughed up.
And we'll just say this, it has a tearjerker ending. I don't know if this guy will admit it, but I got a little choked up. I had some type of excretion, salty discharge from the corner of my eyes at the end of that film.
Was it
If
from
you
your
want
eyes?
if you want to admit it or not,
Was it really from your eyes?
it was. There were several discharges. This film will create several discharges from your body. But yeah, awesome movie, right? I'll definitely be buying a hard copy of that movie.
I'd probably say it's one of my top favorite Squatch films.
Really enjoyable.
Yeah, it was really
I highly recommend it. Check them out. Creature from Black Lake. So again, guys, comment if there's something else that you've seen. There's other ones we can mention, but I think those are all the notable ones. We have one more film coming up in another segment, special Bigfoot segment that I'll be doing of definitely besides Legend of I call it my favorite Bigfoot flick.
Yeah.
I think we're all fans
Yeah,
of it.
definitely.
Stick around and check that out. Mrs. Hebner is going to make a rare appearance.
Oh.
She's texting right now and getting ready for this. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this. We're drinking the thank you, Derek, again for this Bigfoot skunk ape beer.
Very appropriate.
Bigfoot special. Stick around. There's more to come. I want to thank Lucio Finchi. People always ask me.
I want to thank you.
Thank you. People always ask me, where did the Lucio Finchi name come from? It came from Paul. If you still watch our show, I know you do. Buckaroo Banzai. Ballistic Blood Bullets. He came up with the Lucio Finchi
awesome
name.
guy. I love it.
Yeah, really cool guy. So hope you're enjoying it. Charles, everybody. Bigfoot.
Charles the Squatch.
Sam Squanch.
Squatch Day.
He's got long, beautiful hair. Like us. Stick around. We got a great segment coming up with maybe the best Bigfoot film of all time.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Supposedly. We'll be back later, guys.
Woo!